You try, you push, you give your best, and yet life pushes back. Nothing flows, nothing moves. You feel like you're running into a storm with no end. But what if that storm is not there to destroy you, but to lift you? When everything seems to be going against you, remember that the airplane takes off against the wind, not with it. Henry Ford. Let that sink in. Not with the wind, against it. Because sometimes resistance isn't the enemy. It's the very thing that makes flight possible. Henry Ford wasn't a philosopher in the traditional sense. He didn't write books of poetry or give speeches filled with elegant words. He was a builder, a visionary, a man who changed the way the world moves. Literally, in the early 1900s, while others believed cars were toys for the rich, Ford believed they should be for everyone. He faced ridicule, skepticism, financial failure. Factories burned. Prototypes failed. People told him he was chasing a fantasy. But he kept going. And it's in that context, when things weren't going his way, when the world was against him, that he understood something few people ever do. Adversity isn't always a sign to stop. Sometimes it's proof you're headed somewhere that matters. When he said, "The airplane takes off against the wind," he was talking about more than machines. He was talking about people, about you, and what it really takes to rise. At first glance, it sounds poetic. The airplane takes off against the wind. But this isn't just a metaphor. It's physics. When a plane faces resistance from the wind, it gains lift. The opposing force creates the pressure difference that allows it to rise. No headwind, no takeoff. And life works the same way. We spend so much energy wishing things were easier, hoping for a smoother path. But maybe ease isn't what makes us rise. Maybe it's the struggle, the late nights with no answers, the job rejection you didn't expect, the relationship that fell apart after you gave it everything. We think these are signs we're broken, but they might be signs we're becoming stronger, more focused, more ready. Because growth doesn't happen with everything going your way. It happens when life pushes back, and you push forward anyway. What if the wind in your face isn't there to stop you? What if it's there to remind you you were born to fly? We all face winds that hit hard. For some, it's anxiety, that quiet storm in the chest that no one sees. You wake up already exhausted, afraid you're falling behind in a world that never stops moving. But maybe anxiety isn't your weakness. Maybe it's a signal, calling you to slow down, reflect, and build a life that's yours, not one designed by pressure or comparison. For others, it's lack of purpose. You do what you're supposed to do. Work, provide, survive. But deep down, there's a silent question. Is this it? And in that discomfort, that restlessness, is the beginning of a deeper truth. You were made for more, not more success, more meaning. Some of you are carrying emotional scars, a betrayal that shattered your trust, a loss that left a hole no one sees, a season where everything you counted on fell apart. And now, it feels like life is only taking from you. But here's what you may not see. You're still standing, still breathing, still showing up, even when you don't feel strong. That is strength. That is rising against the wind. Even social pressure, this constant need to have it all together, it tells you to fake happiness, to post the perfect photo, to act like nothing hurts. But true flight doesn't come from pretending you're not struggling. It comes from embracing the storm, and taking off anyway. Let this be your reminder. The wind will never stop. But that doesn't mean you stop. You adjust your wings and you rise. So next time you feel like everything is against you, remember the airplane. It doesn't wait for the wind to change. It faces it head on and uses it to rise. Your struggles, your setbacks, your moments of doubt, they're not roadblocks. They're the winds lifting you higher. Take a deep breath, feel the resistance, and know this: you were born to fly, even when the sky is stormy. If this message spoke to you, please like this video, subscribe for more reflections that nurture your spirit, and share it with someone who needs to hear it today. And tell me in the comments, what's the wind you're facing right now? Let's face it together.